Well, greetings everybody, Joseph Green Mountain Gold Trap. So today what I'm going to be doing is showing the proper setup. I'm going to be using the 3-foot Riverbed Hog and doing another video on proper setup. It's important. You want to maximize your gold that you get, so stay tuned. I'll show you how I do it. Be back in a bit. Okay, so in a regular river course, if you can find a place with decent drop like right there, you can put some flat rocks right in there and you'd have a nice setup right in that spot right there. But if you're working in an area like this, then you're gonna need to build somewhat of a wing dam and divert water to you so you can raise the water level and then get your proper drop. So let me take you down and show you what I'm up to with doing just that. All right, so we have a little channel coming down through here that we opened up to maximize water. And right here, there was a spot that had a little bit of drop to it. So I've already started damming it up to raise the water level, and I've got a flat rock sitting right there. So now what I need to do is get my setup. I need to put the gold trap in place and find a stone down at the bottom that I can put for the tail end, for the capture tray end, and see how it looks. Throw a test shovel full through it and see what's going on in the capture tray. So let me finish this up here. All right, I got Whipple Creek Racing here with me today. He's gonna help me film whenever I need you to see me at the gold trap as I'm explaining things. So I've got it set up. It's a good setup today. A lot of water pressure. As you can see, I've got a bit of drop. The capture tray, where the lights come out, right down here, is at or above water level. Now, a lot of my customers, they run it with this underwater, and it still captures gold. But I'm adamant about having it at or above water level. I think it does, it works at its optimal peak that way, so that's the way I like to do it. So I'll go ahead and throw some material on here and see what's going on in the capture tray and see if I need to raise it or lower it. But I'm so used to setting these up, I bet you it's pretty much dialed in right now. All right, he's gonna throw a shovelful on there and see. Yep, that's what I like to see. Material's bubbling nicely, and it's walking backwards. The objective is to get the material coming off the end of the skid plate and entering the capture tray to hit the front of this wall right here, just down below the front of this wall. So what it's doing is it's causing gold, it's causing your heavies to walk backwards. All right, so we'll do some running, and then I'll bring you back when it's time to do a clean out. Okay, it's not time to do a clean out yet, but I just wanted to point out I have really good stratification going on inside. And this time of year, during the fall, you want to keep an eye on the ends of the tubes at the end of the capture tray that slide into the scoop, because we've got leaves coming down the river. You don't want anything getting on top of the capture tray. A little bit is no big deal, but a big rock on there creates a boiling action inside, turbulence. So you want to keep rocks cleared off there if any get caught on there. And inside, you want to watch the end of those tubes. But here's the thing. How do you do that with a gold trap, a fluid bed gold trap that's made out of black ABS plastic? You don't. And there went a leaf. See? Whipple Creek Racing, Remy's over there. He's got his 3-foot right there. And he's been taking the time to build a chute a little channel where he can get a setup. A lot of people would say, well, you know, I got to do all that. It takes all that time. Well, he understands once you get one of these set up, you can go to town. You can run all kinds of material. Once you get a decent setup, go for it. Hammer it. Dig. You're going to find the gold if you're in a spot that's got gold. So that's what he's over there doing right now. And when he gets his set up, we'll show you that too. Alright, so we're going to do feed rate. You don't want to overfeed them. Just let it do its job. See, I put my shovel on there like this to clear any rocks off. Get any super large rocks on there on your shovel, wrench them off, just get rid of them. Alright, so I think I'm going to do a clean out now. I'll bring you back in a sec when I'm ready to do that. Alright, I got a bucket with some water in it. Set it on top of the skid plate. And with a 23-inch Paystreak Finder, the 2.5 gallon bucket works beautifully, and it also works with a 3-foot, but I like the 5 gallon because it's setting back farther. All the hematite I found while I was digging, those are super heavies. Alright, come around. Well, the first thing I want to do is check my riffles right, well not riffles, but the top of the expanded metal classification plate. I'm going to look inside there and see if there's any gold. Yep, there was. So I'm just going to rinse it down. There's a piece right there, and 2 pieces right there. Alright, just set my pin up there, pull the pin out. I stick 2 pointer fingers inside here and my thumbs on here, and I push and pull at the same time. Dunk it down, rinse out the tubes. Then I'll check, make sure there's no obstructions around the tubes. Clear those rocks out of there. Then stick my hand inside here and clean that out. That's why I only block the water flow off on the skid plate and not the scoop. You want that clean. Then you can slide your tray back in and replace the pin. Looks like some pretty heavy dark sand in there, huh? Boy, good. I see a lot of bits of hematite, very coarse black sand. I'm liking that. All right, I'll get this pan back and bring you back, show you what's in it. Alrighty then, so let's see what we got. That coarse sand is so much easier to pan back and deal with. So I had just said to Whipple Creek, I don't think I was even digging for an hour, and we both agreed it was about maybe 45 minutes, if that. So we all like bigger gold, but what I'm more interested in is the smaller pieces in here for the sake of this video. Now, some of them are pretty small, like right below that big one there's a tiny one just below it. But the thing is this, these these gold traps, they capture the fine flower gold. And the odd thing is even when they're set up wrong, they still capture gold. I've seen people's videos that have made me cringe, and to my amazement, they still capture the gold. However, with a proper setup, you're gonna get more. Now, where we're digging now, on an inside bend, years ago, the main channel used to come down through here. Now, that flood that just took place reopened it up to a certain extent, but the vast majority of the water is going along that embankment you see over there by the trees. That all used to be land. And this was always very good right down through here on this inside bend, right in this area right here. So I was pretty excited when it opened back up. And now we can work this again. So wrench repairs and prospecting, he dug in that hole right there. And I guess he did pretty damn good according to Heath Doty Adventures. And I've seen some of the gold that he pulled out, but I don't think I saw all of it. So we are back into this area and we're doing pretty good again. Like maybe 45 minutes of digging. And that's pretty good results for 45 minutes. And this is where it all started. Let me get over there and take a seat and I'll tell you the story. All right, so right behind us right now is where I just was on the other side, and I said this is where it all started. So Wayne Thornton of Railroad Toy and Hobby was, but the store's now closed. He's a very good friend of mine, has been for quite some time now. He knew that I wanted to meet Jeff Slade, the state geologist. So knowing that I was here quite often and doing rather well, he took a chance on me being here when Jeff was with him and brought Jeff down to meet me. Well, now let me back up. I had bought and owned a bazooka gold trap. When I got it, I brought it out all excited to use it. And of course, I test pan to make sure that I'm in a spot where I'm going to get some gold. So I knew I was on a spot where there was gold. Set it up the right way after doing a lot of research, and it wasn't doing anything. Well, I ended up bringing it home and shining a flashlight inside the scoop underneath, and I couldn't see any light coming through inside the capture tray. I was in my dark room. So they didn't drill holes in the tubes. So I sent it back. A month later, I got a replacement. Checked it, it had holes in the tubes. But the thing is every time I'd go out with it, I wasn't always doing well. And I'm thinking, okay, why? I'm test panning, I'm on the gold, why am I not doing well? So I decided to build one semi-clear to understand how fluid bed technology works. Once I did, it opened up a whole new world for every single one of us. There's things that none of us ever knew, like you can't overfeed it. During the fall months, you have to be able to see the end of the tubes to see if there's any debris, any leaves clogging up a tube. When you do a clean out, you need to be able to check those holes to see if there's any stones that are lodged up underneath. You saw that. There were stones there. None of them were plugging up the holes, but I have had them plug up the holes before. When I did a clean out, I checked it and there they were. You can't see that with a black ABS unit. You're dealing with a black hole. So I had created the first one, which was absolutely ugly. It's like a Frankenstein, but it worked really well. I had the classification plate too steep, but it worked. So I built another one to clean up what I was noticing I had done wrong, and that one was clear sides, the whole 9 yards like they are now. Well, that's when Wayne brought Jeff Slade down here to meet me. Well, he looked at Wayne, he looked at me, he looked back at Wayne, and he looked back at me and he says, you need to do something with that. So here we are. Green Mountain Gold Trap was birthed right here in this spot. So there's just things that having a clear unit, you can see when it's set up right. You know what it likes because now you've worked with it over time, like I did during testing and development, and started to realize different things, like a rock getting hung up on the classification plate creates turbulence inside the capture tray. Couldn't see that before. Or debris. Knowing that it has nothing to do with the length of the gold trap like it does with a sluice box. You have a 3-foot sluice box, you're going to give it a 3-inch drop on the tail end. That's not the case with these. It has everything to do with water velocity and nothing to do with length. So if you're dealing with a situation where you don't have a lot of flow, then you're going to have a different pitch. But you need to see what's going on in order to get that proper pitch. So in lower water flow, you're going to replace water velocity with gravity. But again, you can't see that with a black ABS plastic unit, so now you can. So it's just a lot of interesting discoveries that took place having a clear fluid bed gold trap. So I just wanted to tell you that story and share it with you. I can actually, when I get home, I can line up the gold traps and show you each one. I have done it before, but I'll go ahead and add it in this video as well. The evolution of Green Mountain gold trap, if you will. So stay tuned. When I get home, I'll show that to you as well. I still want to show you how Remy's got his setup and what he did. He's taken a good hour or better to get it set up. But there again, it's because he knows what it's capable of once you take the time to set it up. You don't have to classify. You just want to make sure you take off any bigger rocks that aren't going to go up and over the classification plate. Just take them off your shovel, rinse them on there and throw them. So yeah, it's pretty exciting having something clear and now understanding fluid bed technology and how it works. So hope you all enjoy what I've showed you today, and I hope that it clears things up and gives you a greater understanding of how they work, how they need to be set up, how they like to be set up, where the water, you want the water coming off the end of the skid plate to hit, right at the beginning, that front wall. I call that the tube stop plate wall. So you want that water to hit just below it, like just below it. And it's just going to create that backward action with the fluidization. So your gold's going to get kicked backwards and it's going to sink. We didn't know this before. We couldn't see these things. If you're using a black ABS plastic one, they work. They're good. It's a fluid bed gold trap. They're great. Don't get me wrong. But you're working in the dark. You don't know what's going on. You can't see the tubes plugged. You don't know. So just wanted to share that with you. Hope you enjoyed my explanation and how it all came about, because it's exciting to me. It's been an interesting road. It's been an interesting journey. It's been a very expensive journey, a very struggling journey. Being a one-man operation, I can't advertise, because if I do, then I'll have back orders coming in, and people are funny. They'd give me a bad name, and I understand. If I ordered something and didn't get it right away, I'd be kind of disappointed too. So I have to stay small and continue to do things the way I'm doing them until I can get bigger. There's equipment that's needed, but I don't know. Everything, just one thing after the other keeps happening that slows me down, like vehicle issues and somebody coming and deciding to use my website to test thousands of stolen credit cards, and just one thing after the other. But I'll get there. I don't give up. And yeah, so anyway, thanks for listening. See you upriver. There we go. I come back up here to start digging again, and right at the end of that tube I can see a leaf plugging it. Perfect. So remove the capture tray and stick your hand up in there, make sure you get it out. Now I just think this is a real pretty setup. 2 different troughs, 2 3-foot riverbed hogs.
Rock on, brother.
Okay, did another run. Less run time this time, maybe 30 minutes. And again, hey, get out of my son. And yep, once again, got some really tiny pieces in there. I think there's some smaller ones than last time. Some good stuff. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, back at the shop. So this is all the gold together from today. That's just an hour and 45 minutes of digging, folks. That's not bad at all. I can get someplace where it's not gonna glare. There we go. Some pretty small stuff there. Pretty small stuff. Not too bad. Alright, now I'll show you the evolution of Green Mountain Gold Trap. Okay, so this is the Frankenstein one. That thing weighs over 13 pounds. It's a tank. It's absolutely a tank. And like I said, the classification plate was a little too steep on this one. So that's why I ended up building another one, which is this one here. And of course these, they don't have removable capture trays. Neither one of these do. So to get a patent, I had to change it 10% or better because it was too close to the Bazooka Gold Trap patent. Even though the patent was no longer active, you still can't copy a patent. So I ended up going back to the drawing board and came up with this one, which does have the removable capture tray. Of course, then I wasn't using the pin or the chain, and my pins were ugly, so that's been changed too. But so that's the third one, and now it's turned into what they are today. So there you go, folks. That is the evolution of Green Mountain Gold Trap right there. Okay, so I thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment, and we'll catch you on the next one. I don't know how many more times I'm going to get out this year. Dealing with the leaves is just every year we go through this, and it just drives you insane. I mean, you can get one in the scoop covering one of the tubes and get it out of there, start running material again, and next thing you know, 2 shovels later you got another one in there. So it's a pain. It's a pain in the butt, but at least you can see them in there. That was the point I was trying to make before. So all right, so take care, everybody.